Greetings, fellow yogis. Welcome to your 30-minute or so gentle flow. I am Spencer, and Amelia is behind me. And we will begin our practice today on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. So you're lying on your back, you're bending the knees so that the soles of the feet come together. Soles of the feet pressing into one another, knees pressing into the floor. If you have any props around today, feel free to use a block, a blanket, a pillow. If you don't have a block, you can use a book, some sort of hardback book that might help. But otherwise, this will be a pretty gentle class. So if you need the props, feel free to use them, but if not, that's okay also. Just come to your mindful meditative breath. Just settling into your yoga head, into your yoga mind. Getting ready for today's practice. Nice, smooth, easy breath here. Beginning to let any internal dialogue pass through your mind. Comes in and it leaves. Watching any thoughts objectively from an aerial view, looking down and being interested by those thoughts, or the fact that you're having those thoughts, but not getting wrapped up into them, not following them to wherever they go, down whatever rabbit hole they go. Take another 2 or 3 mindful meditative breaths. Then we'll move into a deeper breath. We'll move into our Ujjayi breath. So now your breath is a little bit more audible, a little bit coarser, a little bit more rough, a little bit deeper. Vibration of the air passes over the back of the throat. You're making a snoring sound, an oceanic sound, a Darth Vader type of sound. Building some fire, building some heat. Getting ready to allow yourself to expend some energy during the practice. Two or 3 more Ujjayi breaths. And now let's deepen that breath as we move into a cleansing breath. Inhale deeply, but this time you'll pause at the top of that breath for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Mouth opens wide, exhale. Beautiful sound. You're steaming up a small compact mirror right in front of your mouth. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. One final deep cleansing breath, remembering that you have all 3 of these breathing patterns to come to in your practice and in your life. Mindful meditative breath, Ujjayi breath, cleansing breath. They're all there for you, not only as you sit and do your asanas, but as you lead your real life. Eyes will blink open. We'll move into our first hip opener. We'll move into a happy baby. So we'll bring the knees up tall, bending. You're grabbing either the outside of the ankle or the outside edge of the foot. Knees flare open wide, soles of the feet towards the ceiling, and your ankles are directly over your knees. So be careful that your ankles are flying all over the place. Try to get your your lower leg in a nice straight line. If you'd like to rock side to side here, we're warming the spine up, the paraspinal muscles, the muscles that are on the side of the spine. Just warming them up, bringing blood flow, and then come to stillness. And maybe pull down on the soles of your feet, bringing your knees closer to the floor. And then you'll bring the knees together, keeping them up in the air, but now bring your arms out to the floor into a T with your palms facing down, and we'll take a spinal twist. Let's take the knees to the right and our gaze to the left. Feel free to fill up any spaces that you may have here with a block or a pillow or a blanket. Let the ego go, it's okay, nobody can see you. So your cervical spine is twisting to the left. Your upper thoracic spine twisting to the left, your lower thoracic and your lumbar spine twisting to the right, your hips are stacked, your knees are stacked, your ankles are stacked. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, knees come back up to the center, and exhale, this time the knees will go to the left and the gaze goes to the right. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's nice to see you.
You too.
Right ear, right cheek making its way towards the floor. Maybe pressing the right shoulder onto the floor. It might not get there. It probably won't get there. But that's the way you're going. That's opening the shoulder. You're taking your shoulder into a kind of a full external rotation here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back up to center. We're going to grab behind the thighs, clasping the hands together if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Or you can grab your elbows. If you can grab that, that's fine. Whatever you can grab, and take a couple rocks, spinal rocks forward and back. Warming that spine up again, trying to keep the heels off of the mat. Take 2 or 3. And then find your way, what's that?
I love these.
And find your way into boat pose, Navasana. So we're all going to be in the same boat pose here, holding your legs. You're bringing your knees in towards your chest. And there you can get her chest and her knees together. Not many people can do that, and that's fine if you can't. Get it as close as you can. Inhale. Balancing on the sits bones. Exhale. Inhale, we'll bring the legs to the floor. Straighten the legs out long, arms sweep up tall, suck the belly button into the spine, and we're going to bend forward and take a forward fold. Now you can go to your ankles, you can go to your shins, you can go to your foot, wherever you can reach here is fine. You can bend your knees as much as you would like. You can fill the space between the knees and the floor with a blanket, a block, or a pillow. And just take your forward fold. The more you suck your belly button in here, the more you engage those bandhas, the locks, okay, the further you'll be able to bend. The bandhas are your core muscles. That's where you're engaging. The Mula Bandha, which is the root lock all the way down, engaging the bathroom muscles. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And the Uddiyana Bandha, which is the abdominal lock. Sucking both of those in, engaging both of those bandhas, that's your core. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Let's cross the legs. We'll roll over the knees and we'll find our way into tabletop posture. So you can have your toes rolled under here, or you can have your feet flat. You're in a tabletop. Your hips are over your knees, shoulders directly over the elbows, elbows directly over the wrists, middle finger and or index finger facing forward. We'll take a couple cow-cats here. So on your inhale, you'll drop your belly towards the floor, butt lifts up in the air, and gazes up the wall. And then on your exhale, bring your chin to your chest, press into your palms, dome the spine, touch the ceiling with your middle back for cat pose. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And now take 2 or 3 cow-cats on your own. And please, I invite you to move your hips, move your neck, roll your shoulders, move in any way that you choose here. Maintaining your cow-cat. And after you've done 3 or 4, you'll come back to neutral spine. Now once you're in neutral spine, flatten the feet to the top of the mat and begin to sit your hips back onto your heels for hero pose. So you're pressing down into your heels with your hips. Stay here as long as you can. Think about the knees being together. Think about the lower legs being together, and think about the ankles being together. If you're comfortable here, you can bring your hands to heart center, or you can bring your peace sign fingers to the floor, to the side of you, grounding, taking that mudra. Holding here. Your foot is in full plantar flexion. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Begin to lean forward, come to your palms, lift your hips off of your heels, roll the toes under, and sit back down onto the heels. This may not be as comfortable for some of you. Back is nice and straight. Again, ankles together, shins together, knees together. If you're comfortable here and you'd like to come to Namaskar, feel free to do so. If you need to come out of this, come out, but maybe go back in. Come out, go back in. You're in full dorsiflexion of the foot and ankle here, and that is not comfortable for a lot of people, including
me.
Her. Okay? So she has to come out and come in, but we're not here to engage in pain. If you feel discomfort, that's okay, but only you can determine how long you can stay here. We'll take 5 more breaths. If you need to come out, come out. Come out. Let the ego go. Come out. Final breath. And release. We'll make our way back in the tabletop. Flatten the feet out. Maybe roll the toes around. Roll the ankles around. And then we're going to step our right foot back. Come to the arch of that right foot. Left palm comes to the floor, and we'll sweep that right arm up, and we'll make our way into gate pose. Holding here. Pressing down into the left palm, touching the ceiling with your right fingers. If you're comfortable here, and only if you're comfortable here, you can begin to lift that right leg and come into half moon. One day that right leg is parallel to the floor. Hold, breathe, find your Ujjayi breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right palm comes down, right leg comes down. Bring that right knee back in to meet the left knee, and we'll take a cow-cat here. So inhale, drops the belly, lifts the cervical spine. Exhale, domes that spine towards the ceiling. Move the hips. And now we'll step back the left leg. So So you're coming to the inside arch of that left foot. Now the right palm comes under the nose, and on your inhale, you'll sweep that left arm up. Touch the ceiling with your left fingertips. You really want an active stretch of that left shoulder joint here. So touch the ceiling. Press down to lift up. Try not to let that hip fall down. Let your hip fall down. Okay, right. Try not to let that hip fall down. Try to lift that hip to the ceiling and then press the hips forward so you're in a nice straight line. She has a beautiful straight line from the outside of her left foot to the crown of her head. Inhale. Exhale, maybe open up a little bit should you choose. Inhale. Exhale. If you're so inclined to lift that left leg and come into balancing half moon. Inhale. Lots of different variations and layers you can go to here depending on your level of experience and how you feel right now at this moment. Exhale, left palm comes down, left knee comes down to meet the right. You'll take a couple cat-cows to reset the spine. And then find your way back into tabletop. We're going to roll the toes under. How did you know I was going to do that?
I know you.
We're going to roll the toes under, and let's lift our hips up towards the ceiling and find our way into down dog. Hold here. Pedal the feet, swivel the hips. You can bend your knees as much as you would like. Think about pressing the heels towards the floor. They may or may not ever get there. Irrelevant. But think about pressing the chest towards the thighs. Now, if you can't get your chest towards the thighs, bend the knees a little bit and try to bring the chest as close to the thighs. That will help to open up the shoulder joints, and then you can straighten your legs. Hold here. And we're going to take a couple down dog to high plank sets here. So inhale, roll forward in the high push-up. You want to make sure your shoulders get at least over your wrist, maybe over your fingertips. And then exhale, press back to down dog. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Hold here, keep the hips up tall. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, down dog. One final time. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, down dog. Now, if you want to try something else, lift the right leg. Inhale into high push-up. Exhale, down dog. Right leg comes down. Left leg lifts. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, 3-legged down dog and down dog. Hold here, pedal the feet, swivel the hips. Bring the knees down to the floor. Find your way in tabletop. Make your way onto your forearms. Holding here, forearm, tabletop. Now, your forearms, one thing I want you to be aware of here. Try to keep the forearms parallel to one another. I see a lot of tendency for those elbows to roll out. So try to get the forearms parallel to one another with your elbow directly under your shoulder. Let's take that right leg out long, lifting it up tall, and bringing the toes towards the nose, flexing the foot. Holding here. Now maybe try to lift that right leg higher. Lift, hold, and release. Left knee comes down. Inhale, lifts that left leg, straightens it out long. Keep it parallel to start. Bringing the toes to the nose, flexing the foot. And now, if you'd like, you can inhale that left leg up tall. Good. Pressing down into the forearms, lifting that leg, and release. Now, let's lean forward, staying on our forearms, but we're now going to straighten our legs out long and bring our hips to the floor. So we're lying on the floor with our legs out long and our forearms underneath. So legs together, thighs together, calves together, feet together, elbows touching the outside portion of the ribs. And you're in Sphinx pose here. So you're pressing down into the hips, you're pressing down into the forearms, and you're lifting the heart, opening the heart. And release. Bring your chin to the mat. Turn your head to the left. Right ear, right cheek on the mat. So Sphinx is a back bend, a spinal strengthener. We'll take a couple more spinal strengtheners. So we're going to move into up dog next. So you can bring your arms out in front of you. Legs remain together. And begin to press yourself up. Pressing down into your palms, but also pressing down into the tops of your feet. Perhaps you can lift your thighs ever so slightly off of the mat. Tops of the feet on the mat pressing down, palms pressing down, arms are straight, gaze is up, upward facing dog. Hold here. Nice good spinal extension, lumbar extension here, maybe contracting the glute muscles for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Chin comes to the mat, arms come out to the side. Gaze is towards the right this time, left ear, left cheek on the mat. We'll do one more spinal strengthener. We'll do full locust. So the arms come out to a T with your palms facing down. Chin comes to the mat. Again, thighs together, knees together, shins together, ankles together. We're going to be lifting everything off of the mat except our pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale begins to lift up tall. Chest comes up, arms come up. Legs, feet, gaze is upward. Find your drishti point. Gaze up. Your drishti point is your focus point. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift one last time, one last rib. Exhale, chin to the mat. And release. Arms come to the side. Gaze towards the left. Now begin to press back to your hands and knees, roll the toes under, find yourself in down dog. Press the heels towards the floor. Maybe you feel a little looser in the calves now. Maybe your heels get another millimeter towards the floor. And then slowly begin to walk 1 foot at a time up to the top of the mat. Find your way into a forward fold. Bring your elbows, grab your elbows one another into ragdoll. Swivel left, swivel right. Hips come up tall, straightening the legs by contracting the quadriceps. And then begin to sweep the arms up tall to the ceiling, tall mountain. Hands come to heart center, arms to the side. Tadasana, you'll face the camera. Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll move into a couple balance poses here today. So we're going to use our left foot as our balance foot to start. We'll move into tree pose. So left foot, let's take the heel of the foot into the mat, followed by the ball of the foot. Lift the toes, and then grip the mat with the toes. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll move into tree. You can come into kickstand where your right toes are on the mat and the heel of your right foot is on your inner left shin. Or you can bring the sole of the foot to the shin, or the sole of the foot to the inner thigh.
Can we do the other one?
Yeah, whatever you want to be. I'm getting out of it. Oh no, not half lotus.
Got it.
The only place I don't want the foot is on the knee. That can be dangerous. But otherwise, where Amelia is perfect. Hands can be at heart center. Grow tall here. Extend. Touch the ceiling with your crown of your head and find your drishti point, your focus point, about 3 or 4 feet in front of you. Now, if your knee is up tall like Amelia's, or even if it's on your shin, think about keeping the hips forward while at the same time rocking that right knee behind you, opening up that thigh. You don't want to do this. You don't want the whole body to turn. You want the motion to come from that hip joint. Inhale. If you're comfortable here and would like to extend the arms up tall, feel free to do so. Exalting your tree. Hands can be together, hands can be apart. You can rock side to side. If you fall out, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you if you fall out. That means you've taken it to the edge. If you never fall out of a balanced posture, you're not going to the edge. And hands come back to center. Right foot comes down. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And we'll move to the opposite side. This time your right foot is your balance foot. So be conscious and mindful. Right heel, ball of the right foot, lift the toes, then grip the mat with the toes. Find your way back in the tree pose on this side. Again, kickstand, shin, inner thigh. We'll hold here together. Rolling that left knee behind you now, but rolling that right hip forward, all at the same time. Find your drishti. You can stay here all day. Feel the 26 bones in the foot and ankle constantly re-articulating. All the muscles, the ligaments in the foot and ankle constantly readjusting. That's what gives you your balance. Right leg solid and strong. Right quadriceps muscle, your thigh muscle contracted to straighten that leg. You're tall, arms can come up tall. You're an exalted tree. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Left foot comes down. Let's make our way to our seats. You're going to face there. So we'll find our way on our seats, on the floor, legs out long. Dandasana, staff pose. Palms can be at the side, toes to the nose. Press down into the palms. Press down into the calves. Lift the heels. Back is straight. Try not to lean back. Chest forward. And release. Heels come down to the floor. We're going to take the left leg out 45 degrees. We're going to bend the right knee and take the sole of the right foot into the inner thigh. Now, if your right knee is about 1.5 miles from the floor, as a lot of people are, get a blanket, a pillow, or a block and try to rest it on that. My hips are open enough now after 14 years of practice that I can actually get my knee onto the floor. But when I started, my knee was up here. So it's just a matter of external rotation of the hip. We're going to inhale our arms up tall, take a slight twist towards the left, and begin to make our way down, sucking the belly button in, engaging the bandhas that we talked about earlier. You can come to your ankle, shin, you can come to your foot. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. You can bend your knee ever so slightly should you choose here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings the arms up tall. Now this time we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. You can bend your knees should you choose. So the right hand to the outside of the foot, left hand comes to the left hip, and we begin to take a twist. We're gazing over the left shoulder, pressing the right knee into the floor. Again, you can bend the knee as much as you need to, that's okay. Press the right knee into the floor, twist the left shoulder, gaze over the left shoulder, and release. Let's switch legs out. Right leg comes out to 45, left foot comes in. You want to get the heel of the foot as close to the inguinal region as possible here. And again, that might be something that takes a long time as well. Press the left knee into the floor, arms sweep up tall. We'll take a slight twist and take our exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings us back up tall. Left hand to the outside of the right foot. Right palm to the right hip. Inhale. Exhale, begin to take your twist. Again, you can bend that right knee should you need to. That's perfectly okay. Or you can lengthen it out long. Your gaze is over the right shoulder. Nice good stretch here. You should feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. Maybe a stretch in that left shoulder as well. Right shoulder coming behind you. Right rib cage twisting. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms come up tall. Left leg comes out to meet the right. You can turn. You find yourself back in a Dandasana position. Let's bring the arms out long. And on a count of 5, we're going to make our way to the floor. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we began our 30-minute flow today with Happy Baby. So we're going to go back there. We'll move back into Happy Baby and see if you can think. Does this feel any different than maybe it did earlier, about 30 minutes ago? You know, can you get the knees out wider using the elbows? Can you reach the outside of your feet instead of the ankles? Just settling in. Maybe rocking side to side. And then coming to stillness. And then we'll bring the arms out to the side, bring the knees together. Again, we began with a spinal twist. We'll end with spinal twist. Let's take the knees to the right and the gaze to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, the knees come back tall. Exhale, knees go left and gaze goes right. Final spinal twists. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back to center. And then slower than you would like, begin to extend your legs out long, holding them about 2 inches above the ground. For 3. For 2. For 1. Heels come down. Arms come into the side. Shavasana. Final resting pose. Settle in. Allowing all of the hard work that you just completed in the last 30 minutes to take hold. Enhance circulatory flow. Enhanced lung, pulmonary function. Enhanced lymphatic flow. Activated nervous system flow. Relaxation of the mind.
I am light, I am light, yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Begin to allow consciousness and awareness to return to your bodies. Wiggle your toes and feet. Wiggle your hands and fingers. If you'd like to take a final good morning stretch, you can stretch your arms above your head, stretching from your fingertips to your toes. And then rolling onto your right side in fetal position. And then making your way to seated position, hands to heart center. Let's bring our thumb knuckles between our eyebrows to our third eye. And as we take a slight bow forward towards one another, the light in us honors the light in each of you. Thank you for joining us in our practice together today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Peace.